What's up guys, Evildea here. Today I want to talk about what I learned from my first Chinese vlog and what I've done since then. So after getting all the feedback from my vlog, the main criticisms I guess were towards like my pronunciation. Someone commented that if 0 was I don't understand you, 100% was I fully understand you, you're somewhere around the 80% mark and you could probably lift that to get a lot better. And they kind of commented that for a non-native speaker of Chinese that my Chinese pronunciation is quite good. So I was happy with that, but there was certain things that I need to work on, and these were the comments I received from several different Chinese speakers. So there was a sound specifically, and that is I don't know what that is in IPA. If you know it, feel free to drop it in the comments. Anyway, I need to work on that sound, especially when I've got a second tone and I'm using that sound, because it's quite hard for me to pull off because it's in none of my other languages. Anyway, there was other sounds such as versus I can pronounce them when I think about it, but when I'm saying words, especially again, that second tone, it becomes hard to get that right. And then talking about tones, there's the fourth followed by the first tone. So that should be if I say the word everyone, it's da, jia. But I have a tendency of turning that one into a third tone like that, which then becomes da, jia, which is just wrong. And I have to work on that consciously, because it's just one of those things which is just really hard not to go like that basically. That's what I've done for pronunciation. I've also reorganized my Anki decks. So in the past I had a bunch of different random Anki decks, but I've kind of figured something out. And I actually learnt this from my Spanish Anki decks. Yes, I'm kind of starting to learn Spanish as just randomly on the side, so don't start typing Spanish comments and smashing me, because I won't understand. Anyway, this is what I've been doing. So basically I've got 3 decks. Let's say there's a new concept or word. I will get a bunch of sentences, I'll sentence mine them, and I'll get a bunch of recordings for that, and I'll slap them all into that one deck, and I'll just listen to it. To the point where I'm able to just easily hear that word and pick it out without listening to it over 100 times. And once I get to that point where I'm oh yeah, I know what that word is, and this is part of a sentence by the way, then I'll move that word, well I'll keep that sentence, but then I'll create a separate deck, or I've got a separate deck, where I put that word into there just for that word itself, but this time it's just the English translation, and then I have to say the Chinese word, and I flip it over, get it right, get it wrong. Okay, then after that, once I've gotten a good there, then I've got a speaking deck, where basically I'm just giving an English sentence, and then I need to say that sentence in Chinese, flip it over, check if it's right. So I start by listening to a word a lot. When I get good at hearing it, then I move to just saying that word a lot. And then once I get good at saying it, then I move to a deck where I have to say that word as part of a sentence a lot. Because I've found that if I start with listening, when I get to the spoken side of things, I'm just able to more naturally say that word. But if I start with just in the speaking deck that word, it's more mechanical, and it's harder to get there. And sometimes I just start misremembering the tones really badly, and it messes everything up. I have been watching a lot of kids' Chinese shows. There's actually a YouTube channel called Little Fox Chinese, and there's 2 kid shows on that channel. One that's called Xiao Bianfu, which means little bat, and another which is Xiao Kong Long, which is little dinosaur. And I've been watching those, and they're good for my level and picking up words and grammar, and then adding those sentences to my decks. But it's quite funny, because when I went to my friend's house, I have a really amazing vocab for children. So I can talk about all the random things, like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, Ba Wang Long. I know how to say a T-Rex because of these kids' TV shows I watch, but I don't know how to say things like headphones or power cables. So I know all these random words, which makes me great for my friends' children who are Chinese speakers, but terrible for adults. But I kind of like that. I kind of like just building it up slowly, as if I was growing like a child through this language. And I've also done something random, which is kind of on the side. So there's this show called Shanghai Fortress, which is this alien fantasy, it's not a show, it's a movie, an alien fantasy movie, and it's completely in Chinese, and I've got the subtitles for that, and I've literally been grabbing each subtitle from the beginning, figuring out all the words I don't know in it, adding them to my decks and practicing them, and it's very time consuming because this is native level Chinese. And I've gone through the first 5 minutes of the movie, and now when I watch the first 5 minutes of the movie, completely understand it. No problem, because I've been practicing those words and structures over and over and over. So my goal is eventually that over months and months and months, I'll have the whole movie basically translated into Anki decks and cards and stuff like that, and I'll be able to watch that movie from beginning to end. I'll probably hate the movie by then, but I'll be able to watch that from beginning to end and go, I understand that. And then you'll give me another Chinese movie and I probably won't understand anything. But at least that one movie I'll be able to watch. I just kind of like that as kind of like a side challenge type of thing. Anyway, that's what I've been doing for Chinese. I did want to release another vlog this week in Chinese. I probably won't because I'm pretty self-conscious about that pronunciation stuff after my first vlog. So I just want to work on that a lot more before I release my next one. I don't know, maybe next week? No promises here. It also depends on my work schedule and stuff like that. So if you've liked this video, like it, share it around, sub to the channel. And if you haven't seen, I've got a Patreon page. So if you like what I'm doing, go check it out and support me. And that will help me create more content in the future. See you all in the next video.